Once upon a time, there was a man named Jonah. He was a prophet, someone chosen by God to deliver his messages to people. Jonah loved God, but one day, Jonah faced a challenge that put his faith to the test. One day, God told Jonah,
"Go to the city of Nineveh. The people there are doing terrible things. I want you to warn them to change their ways."
But here's the thing. Jonah didn't like Nineveh. It was a dangerous place filled with people he thought didn't deserve God's mercy. Jonah wasn't thrilled about the idea of helping them. So instead of obeying God, Jonah ran away. He hopped on a ship headed in the opposite direction to a place called Tarshish, thinking he could escape God's plan. At first, everything seemed fine. But then, a mighty storm arose, and the ship was in danger of sinking. The sailors were terrified. They prayed to their gods and tried everything to save the ship, but nothing worked. They finally realized this wasn't just an ordinary storm. It was something bigger. The sailors turned to Jonah and asked,
"Who are you, and what have you done?"
Jonah confessed.
"I'm running away from God. This storm is because of me. If you want the storm to stop, throw me into the sea."
The sailors didn't want to hurt him, but the storm kept getting worse. Finally, they had no choice. They prayed for forgiveness and tossed Jonah overboard. As soon as Jonah hit the water, the storm stopped. The sea became calm, and the sailors were amazed. But Jonah? Well, Jonah wasn't out of trouble yet. A giant fish, some say a whale, swallowed Jonah whole. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah was in the belly of the fish. Imagine being in complete darkness, surrounded by the smell of fish guts, with nothing to do but think. Jonah realized he couldn't run from God. He prayed, saying,
"God, I'm sorry. I'll do what you asked me to do."
God heard Jonah's prayer and gave him a second chance. The fish spat Jonah out onto dry land, and this time, Jonah didn't hesitate. Jonah went to Nineveh and warned the people.
"If you don't change your ways, your city will be destroyed in 40 days.
To Jonah's surprise, the people listened. They turned away from their wrongdoings and asked God for forgiveness. Now you'd think Jonah would be happy, right? But he wasn't. He was upset that God had forgiven them so easily. Jonah said,
"God, this is why I didn't want to come. I knew you'd be merciful."
God gently taught Jonah a lesson. He made a plant grow to give Jonah shade, but the next day, the plant withered. Jonah was so upset about the plant, and God said,
"You care so much about this plant, but shouldn't I care even more about the people of Nineveh?"
And that's the story of Jonah. A story about second chances, mercy, and how God's love is for everyone, even the people we might think don't deserve it. So, the next time you feel like running away from what's right, remember Jonah. God always has a plan, and sometimes his plans are bigger than we can understand.